This week's The Walking Dead delivered one heck of a surprise at the end of its episode. I'm Terri Schwartz. This is Jim Bavida. We are talking full spoilers for The Damned. So if you haven't seen it yet, I don't want to spoil this for you. Get out of here. That being said, I sort of spoiled it for you a little bit, Jim, because I watched the episode, you watched the episode, and I was like, oh my God, Morales at the end.
Right.
And you're like, who's
that
Morales?
guy again? Yeah, I have to say, like, it had been so long. We're talking 7 seasons ago now. Like, he was only in, I think, 4 episodes.
Well, that first season was pretty short,
1.
yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, a lot has happened in the show. A lot of characters have come and gone. And so, frankly, that moment didn't really hit me in a way that I feel like maybe they intended it to. But once I remembered, you know, that he was one of the original Atlanta group and he had his wife and his kids, it started to click together. And yeah, I appreciate them bringing back in such a legacy character.
Yeah,
I mean, that's way far back.
That's why I like it so much, actually. It was a legitimate surprise.
Yeah.
And even, like, I think there are some people in the Walking Dead fan base who have been desperate to know what happened to Morales.
Yeah,
but I think the majority of us
thing.
probably forgot who it was. So I think it was very smart to include that moment where Rick is like, Morales? And you're
Atlanta?
like, yeah,
Like,
you're
thanks.
yeah, okay, cool. I'll do my little
Yeah.
Wikipedia search to brush myself off. I thought it was really cool because this is one of those big unanswered questions in the world of The Walking Dead. A lot of people do care. Like, there have been so many theories about what happened to Morales. If you Google like Morales, The Walking Dead, you'll find plenty of them over the years. People wanted to know, and I think what is really exciting about this reveal is it shows that The Walking Dead producers are listening to fans. Like, they're looking at, okay, we're 8 seasons in, what do fans actually care about? What do they want to know? And people did want to know. And to have him be a savior is a neat twist, because I want to know how he's changed.
Yeah, I want to see how this guy, you know, they were supposed to be going off to, I believe, Birmingham or something at the end when they left Rick's group. How did this nice family man, what happened to him to get him to join Negan? I'm assuming his family's no longer around or something bad happened to them. But, you know, in some ways I thought this was better fan service than the Easter eggs that were supposed to be in the 100th episode. So
I thought this would have been a great addition to the 100th episode
that
instead of ending with the
real talking point,
right. Like,
you know?
Instead of ending with Gabriel, they could have ended with this. Although it didn't quite set up for what they're doing.
I think though, I think this is going to be an interesting sort of. We'll see. We'll have to see how long this character is playing out. I hope he's not just a 1-episode thing.
Right.
If you're going to bring this character back, at least bring him back for 4 episodes. He was in 4 in the first season. Let's really kind of milk this thing. It does make me wonder then, is that the grave that Rick is staring at and those kind of flash forwards?
Right.
You know,
I mean,
and now it opens up this whole other thing. Or is he tied somehow to the guy at the gas station? I don't know.
Yeah, and shameless plug, John Borba, who's our resident Walking Dead superfan, has a great theory about how those Rick flash forwards play into the plan ahead for season 8. So definitely go and check that out. I'm on the same page with what he theorizes with those. Yeah, I agree. I want Morales to stay around. I have so many questions now that I'm like, okay, who is this guy again? Right. What did happen to him? And I think that's a theme The Walking Dead mines over and over again, but it's the big moral question at the center of the show is like, how much can humanity take? Like, how do you change as you're forged on this path of just like, unimaginable horrors. What is the person you become? And we see that duality in the Rick and the Negan storylines, and it's something that they played out a lot last season. They're playing out in a lot of similar beats this season, but adding a character like Morales, who we knew as this guy who we assumed died. I assumed he died. I don't know if anyone else did. Obviously the people who are like, what happened to him, think something more happened to him. But like, he went off with his family to find a life, and he ended up a savior. What is this man's story? Is compelling.
And what is he? And what sort of maybe he can tell us something about Negan we don't know. Maybe there's another side of Negan, you know, earlier on in this whole thing. Maybe Negan wasn't always quite Negan. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I will say, you know, after I watched this and the Morales reveal, to go back and look at the footage and some of the early episodes, like how clean cut everyone was. Even Daryl, I had forgotten. Like everyone had such short hair.
Listen,
Rick, Daryl, Carol, like everyone.
It was the beginning of the fall then.
Yeah,
like they could still get razors.
Well fed.
Yeah.
They all were like, you know. Now you're looking where everyone's haggard. You're like, oh my God. All right, that is kind of a nice. Even Morales, he looked thinner and everything when we saw him. So it's an interesting sort of. You can see visually like. Life has taken a toll on these people.
I just had a thought that contradicts stuff I've complained about before. I would love a Morales episode. I would love an episode
like
that's
a bottle
just
episode
a
of
bottle
just,
episode
yeah,
of
yeah.
like we like flash back to that scene, like begin next episode for everyone who hasn't gone and Googled what this is, like begin next episode with that shot back from season 1 of them leaving and then catch back up.
Yeah.
I think that would be
yeah.
super exciting.
I think it's, look, if you're gonna wait this long to bring this character back, and so many fans have been speculating about it and putting up their theory videos, and it's really cool to see, like, you know, they've done a great job of keeping this character alive, really, in a way. So, you know, I think he's earned it, you know, and I want to know what happened to his family. It would be great to see it played out dramatically and not just, you know, a line of dialogue, kind of writing them out. But
yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, so great twist. We agree. Part of an episode or part of an initiative, I think, this season of like still humanizing the saviors, saying they're people and not just faceless enemies, which again they did a bit like that. Feels a little bit like a rehash, and frankly I feel some of that. Like there's that the female savior, I don't even know what her character's name is, who we've seen pop up a couple times, and she is sort of like a main speaking role in this episode. I'm
Going
like,
to a bit?
yeah, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I even when Rick finds like the crib, I'm like, yeah, I get it. We've done this before. I don't really care. I think it's smart to bring in a character like Morales to make us care.
Yeah, no, it works better with the sort of this moralistic ground that they feel like they have to revisit every few episodes. We're not like them. We're gonna go do something bad. I struggle. Like we've seen this play out over and over and over
but
again.
But hella action this episode.
Yeah, no,
Good
it really was.
scene.
It was. They definitely delivered on that front.
I love like the armored cars.
And, yeah, I mean they're going full post-apocalypse now, people. But it is interesting. I think the key to making this stuff work is a character like Morales, and if this guy has broken bad, not to steal from another AMC show, but if he has, what made this guy? It's almost like he's like the flip side of Morgan, then another person from early in the show.
Yeah, I see a lot of parallels
you know?
between, you know, the path Morgan went on when he lost his family and potentially whatever happened with Morales. So again, hopefully
he's over that whole pacifist thing now, though, isn't he?
I know, yeah. Morgan nearly stabbing.
Headshot Morgan. This guy's brutal.
So I like this episode more than last week. I'm excited to see where they take it from here. Those are our thoughts on this week's episode. We want to know, what did you think of the twist? Did you immediately remember Morales, or were you like Jim and had to say, hey, wait a minute, who is Morales again? So let us know in the comments. We have a lot of other cool Walking Dead content for you. We have that great theory video about what Rick's flash forwards could mean, so check that out. We also put the cast of The Walking Dead to the test to see just how well they remember dead characters on the show. Spoilers, you probably remember them better than some of the cast did. So
it's a really good video.
It's a pretty fun video. We'll have plenty more coverage of The Walking Dead coming up soon, so make sure to like and subscribe to IGN everywhere you like to watch.